Toad cured Tyson's Parkinson's.
So Jake Paul has said something yet again incorrect, incredibly dumb, and is being heavily criticized for it. Yet again. Honestly, it's nice to finally speak more about Jake Paul than Logan Paul. I've been doing that quite a bit over the past few months, so it's really nice to, hear a story that isn't about Logan Paul and it's about the other Paul brother. But I'd really like to set the scene for what this video is going to be about and the controversy that Jake Paul has currently found himself in. I think something that pretty much everybody's aware of, if you've clicked on this video or you've heard about Jake Paul over the past few months, is that he fought Mike Tyson. The fight was scheduled for July of 2024, but happened significantly later due to Mike Tyson facing some medical issues. The bout had initially been scheduled for July, but Iron Mike was forced to pull out on medical grounds, with it later being revealed that he had to undergo 8 blood transfusions after suffering a serious ulcer flare-up. The lead up to the fight wasn't good whatsoever. Mike Tyson was suffering with some serious medical issues, and photos of him in a wheelchair were going viral, which kind of led the internet to mock Jake Paul, right, for beating up essentially an old man who's very, very sick. This only then continued when the fight eventually did happen, and Jake Paul, of course, came out on top. People mocked him for beating up basically and essentially what is a pensioner. Mike Tyson, especially for his age, didn't look too bad, but it was clear that, he was kind of struggling. But talks of Mike Tyson's ill health have recently resurfaced due to some really bizarre comment that Jake Paul made with Aiden Ross.
And then ayahuasca is really good for your brain as well. And same with Toad. Toad is what cured Mike Parkinson's.
See, I'm really interested to see what he's going to say next, because he's already said that Parkinson's been cured of some type. That's not true at all. There is currently no cure for Parkinson's, and it's a disease that can only be managed.
Toad cured Tyson's Parkinson's so that he could come back and fight.
So according to Jake Paul, this is Mike Tyson had Parkinson's disease, it got cured, and then Jake Paul fought him anyway. And like I've already previously stated, Parkinson's disease is a disease that currently has no cure. It can only be managed. Look at someone like Michael J. Fox, for example. But what is Jake Paul actually talking about here? Because regardless, he looks awful. So for one, Mike Tyson does indeed have Parkinson's, and Jake Paul decided to fight a very ill man regardless and win, which would be just incredible, by the way, because then, he's flaunting around his Mike Tyson win whilst knowing that Mike Tyson has Parkinson's. Or maybe he didn't know, but then my question would be, how did this fight even go through if Mike Tyson does have Parkinson's? Or the other thing is, as well, we already know that he's a dumbass because he just said that Mike Tyson's had Parkinson's and that it was cured before the fight. Maybe he's just waffling, because I don't know what he's talking about here.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, so the Parkinson's got toad, or the Parkinson's from a toad? You lick a toad? How does that work?
You smoke it.
But this seems like this is something that Jake Paul genuinely believes, that Mike Tyson had Parkinson's that got cured. This isn't like a misspeak, because he continues with the conversation when Aiden Ross stupidly goes along with it, instead of questioning why Jake Paul has said this. But Mike Tyson, or Mike Tyson's team, has since responded and given an exclusive to TMZ. Exclusive, Mike Tyson, I don't have Parkinson's disease, despite Jake's claims otherwise. So then my question would be, how did Jake Paul get so mixed up between diseases? Like how? Mike Tyson says Jake Paul has no idea what he's talking about because he doesn't have Parkinson's, despite what the YouTuber sensation says. Here's the deal. Jake stopped by streamer Aiden Ross's place to hang out, and the two got into conversation about psychedelic drugs, with Jake saying he takes magic mushrooms to fix my brain. I mean, I honestly wouldn't trust anything that comes out either of the Paul's mouth, let alone Jake Paul's mouth, regardless, but it's just really funny how he's got this confused, this messed up, about what Mike Tyson actually genuinely has wrong with him, and that he said it's so commonly to Aiden Ross, and, Aiden Ross didn't question it, and just, had a casual conversation about it. But it does genuinely make me think, was he just genuinely confused? Did someone tell him false information or the wrong information, get confused themselves, and that's why he's so confident about it? Or has he done this to, stir up a bit of conversation around his name, right? Get someone talking about him again, because, for Jake Paul recently it's been pretty dry. Or, the third most likely option is he's just genuinely stupid. It's here where Jake Paul lets a new slip excitedly claiming to Aiden that Mike Tyson smoked toad before their fight in November, claiming it cured Tyson's Parkinson's so he could come back and fight. Well, Mike's team is nipping that in the bud, telling us Mike is happy and perfectly healthy. He doesn't have Parkinson's or any other diseases. So I mean, Mike Tyson's team has, openly said that Mike Tyson does not have Parkinson's. I honestly don't know where Jake Paul could have possibly got that information from. Maybe he's just genuinely that dumb. But it feels like maybe he said this as like a strategic play to get people to talk about him. Because honestly, it's just really confusing why he would say this in the first place. Because regardless of him saying the cure bit, if he had genuinely leaked that Mike Tyson actually did have Parkinson's, not only would he look like a dick, but he would just make him look even more disgusting that he's openly just beat up a man that has Parkinson's disease. It wouldn't look good on him regardless. ridiculous. But since this clip has gone insanely viral on Twitter and social media as a whole, Jake Paul has made a response to this clip where he claims that Mike Tyson has Parkinson's disease. And this response, I'm not gonna lie, is incredibly confusing and just a bizarre post. Beerbug tweets out, Jake Paul accidentally revealed that Mike Tyson had Parkinson's before their fight but was healed by Toad psychedelics and still got in the ring. First off, before we get into Jake Paul's response to their tweet, I don't know why people weren't challenging the fact that you can't cure Parkinson's. It's not past tense that he had Parkinson's, he would still have Parkinson's if he had Parkinson's. It's not something that could be cured. It genuinely would take a one Google search. It would take less than a minute to go and find out if you didn't already know that. Like, it's genuinely insane to me that most people move past the fact that, you know, he said that Mike Tyson's had his Parkinson's cured and just move straight to the fact that Jake Paul fought someone who had Parkinson's, past tense. It's just everyone involved in this situation is a complete dumbass. But Jake Paul sees his tweet, and bearing in mind this is what Jake Paul said, just verbatim.
And then ayahuasca is really good for your brain as well. And same with Toad. Toad is what cured Parkinson's, or sorry, Toad cured Tyson's Parkinson's so that he could come back and fight.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, so the Parkinson's got Toad, or the Parkinson's from a Toad? You lick a Toad? How does that work?
You smoke it.
This is what Jake Paul ended up saying in his response, and it's just bizarre. Bruh, Mike Tyson didn't have no Parkinson's. What the fuck? Why the fuck is the internet so stupid for? I misspoke. Meant he used Toad to heal his pain. He has spoken about it many times, just like I do, just like many do. This is a really bizarre post for a few reasons. For one, Jake Paul gets his words mixed up and then continues on with the conversation about Parkinson's anyway, about Mike Tyson having Parkinson's. He messes up, then continues that conversation anyway. So it wasn't like a random misspeak where he just got it mixed up. He already misspoke and then corrected himself with the false information that he's now saying he misspoke about. And, you know, he just meant an illness in general. And then I find it funny that he's calling everyone else's dumbasses for something that he said twice, not just once, twice. I also love the fact that he doesn't focus on the fact that, you know, he said that he had Parkinson's and it was cured. Because, you know, that is categorically false and something that cannot happen currently in 2025. His response is just genuinely trying to gaslight people into thinking that everybody who's read this and tweeted about it has got it wrong. And I mean, everybody in his replies are calling him out for it. So, you know, finally, some people with sense decided to call it out. Honestly, the right response, it would have been, yeah, I'm just a dumbass. Honestly, I would have respected that 10 times more. I think people would have found it 10 times funnier and probably would have dug himself out of the situation 10 times faster. Blaming the internet for your clear mistake where, you know, you repeat the thing twice, that's your fault. That's not the internet's fault. I don't know why he's trying to blame everyone else. As we told you, Mike had several medical incidents in the lead up to the bout, had a medical incident on a plane in May that pushed the fight back to November. Tyson later said that he had lost a lot of blood on the plane and nearly died. The fight with Jake didn't go the way Mike wanted, with Tyson losing soundly to the YouTuber turned boxer, but he said just getting back into the ring at 58 was an achievement in and of itself. So what did we learn from this whole situation with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Well, we learned that Jake Paul is a huge dumbass and just a jackass as a whole. But everybody watching, what's your thoughts on all this? Please feel free to comment down below. And whilst you're down there, you might as well subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video.